Well, good afternoon and welcome to Weber Reserve for round 4 of the Fuel to Go and Play Premiership. The Bears are back. My name is David McRae in studio in the commentary position with Bruno Harari. Bruno, it's your second week of league and what a great time it is to be involved in rugby league here in WA. The home of the Bears, and it's everything about the Bears of late, mate, given the announcement of the NRL franchise soon to come to Perth. The Perth Bears, mate, I'm excited. How about yourself?
Yeah, very excited. I think you're going to see guys like Turney today really trying to mix it up and throw a spanner in the works for some of the Eastern States guys who are going to try and take their spots once the Bears come into play in the NRL. Yeah,
so we've had a lot of excitement around with the sport in general as we see some vision from the ground today. We saw the Bears last week in round 2 weeks ago as we pop up the results in round 2 at Joondalup. They actually took the points for their first win back in first grade for 2025, and Joondalup at the moment are struggling a bit. And we have a look, 36-18 up at Joondalup. The defending premiers, who the Bears are taking on this afternoon, the Sea Eagles had a pretty solid win over the Sharks, and South Perth took down the Roosters at the home of the Roosters. It is looking at the moment to be an early two-way battle between the Sea Eagles and the Lions. But today, Bruno, I'm hoping to see how the Bears go against a pretty slick Sea Eagles outfit, of course, that are the defending premiers.
Yeah, that's the one. I mean, some players to mention for the Sea Eagles. You've got guys like Wallace Whitehead, Bradley and Miller, who all featured in the Anzac Day clash this time last week. So that was the first hit out for the season, and those guys will be ready to go. A few mistakes made on the field that day, and I have a feeling execution is going to be improved this week.
As we're going to hear the referee, we're just going through the team list now. As you can see on screen, there are the Bears on the screen. We just turn down that ref mic. The Bears there on screen. As listed, a couple of changes, especially at the back there in the 19. Edwards come in as a late change. Kanai Gudgeon at number 1. Manfred Kelly, the two Wapiri brothers, Robbie Smith. They've got a lot of toe this side, and they were very, very quick against the Giants last week, and expect them to play that game, that run-and-gun type of game, against a pretty slick Sea Eagles outfit as we go across to their team listed today. As we see here, this is a really strong unit. Bailey Miller at number 1 there as well. Right through the guts, Jeremy Wallace at number 7 is always a big playmaker for the Eagles. They are pushing hard to defend their premiership this year. They should be pretty solid, and it's a really good early test for the Bears, their first home game. We're expecting a big crowd in today. Early, and we might just jump up the fixtures. If we've got the fixtures for this week, we'll just go have a look at those. That's for results from round 2. If we can chuck no fixtures for this week, that's fine. So we're only a few minutes away as the teams run out, and here we see the Bears coming out now onto the park. It's been a long wait for them. They've done a lot of work. We saw the Bears last night as well, Bruno, in the Westpac women's game. They had a strong win over another newcomer, the Kalamunda Bulldogs, but I'm really looking forward to this team. They're a run-and-gun team, very youthful. The club themselves have put in a lot of work in the off-season to get them back into the top flight. They're always a club that wants to be up and about, and I think it's an exciting time, like I mentioned, to be a Bear, given what's happening in amongst the game locally and nationally.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting first half of football. We saw last week in the Anzac Day test clash, I should say. First 5 minutes, very high-paced, but defined by a lack of skill execution. So watch the first 5 minutes here to be a bit more clinical and nevertheless very exciting. I think we'll see about halfway through this first half, a bit more tactics coming into play, field possession and territory. This first 5 minutes, it's just going to be bodies colliding and hopefully some fast play. This man, Bradley, on screen, obviously playing for the under-19s for Perth last week in the Anzac clash. At the moment, he's doing it with the big boys, and he'll be kicking off. We just wait for the team out. And he'll be directing this team around the park. Only missed 1 field goal attempt last week. Had 4 shots on goal and slotted 3 of them, so very handy with the boot. And watch for the way he sets up this ball. He can really put it anywhere he likes. He can tilt it back, put one up high, or tilt it forward as he has now to try put this one deep as we kick off here at Weber Park. This one goes long. And the Bears are going to run it up here, so they try to rumble. Big first hit to start the game. Double tackle, and we'll look to see them just rumble it through the middle of the field. Got some big ball carriers here.
Hear me, I still cannot
we
hear
won't
you.
be standing in the way of these guys. Flick it through. They're not going to show their hand too early at the moment, the Bears. Got a long game ahead of us. They go out the back door now, try and shoot it wide. Hit the touchline and cut back in the hands now of Wapiri. And he's taken just before halfway. So we're at the third now. Shoveled it on there by Turney. One of the best in last week's Anzac clash. They look for the offload now, not on, and that's going to be a turnover. So it's going to be Sea Eagles ball, unable to get a line break or any real meterage.
No, I think there might have been a high tackle there.
High tackle,
I think,
yep.
Bruno. So, first good set by the home team. Just getting some challenges with the ground comms at the moment. So, he kicks that. Oh, is it going to go out? It might not. That was a bad kick, and opportunity now for Beach to run it back. That was an opportunity that goes begging for the Bears. Spins it out to the middle of the park, ignores the runner on his right. Bit of a trip the light, fantastic there. Good strong tackle brings him down. Just on the 30. They're slowing it down now through up the guts. Faded to his left. Takes the contact. Look for a fast starting home side here. Good strong contact there. That was Jackson, was it? Hanson. The big strong tackle there. Puts the face up so the don't argue. The hand up to the face. Almost the face, I should say. We're down on the fourth now. Spins it out. They've got numbers here on the right. Takes him down. Miller with a good carry at dummy half. Here comes the kick now. It's got to put it up high. It's not too deep. Should be easily taken. The chase was there, but mistimed. He's in two minds here. Thought about offloading in the end. It's wrapped up well. No, the referee still says play on. No, he did say held, and Manfred Kelly thought he was off.
Playing a pretty basic game at the moment, the Bears. Not finding too many metres down the short side. And spit it back in field. In the hands of Whitehead. Who really dominated in the Anzac Day clash last weekend. A number of these boys involved. One of the big runners today, Fry, busting through
Smashes
tackles.
It.
And he's an absolute handful to put down. The little number 9 having a show and go. This is IEC. Tries to show and go that time. It just gets pulverised into the ground. Big tackle laid there by Thompson. Not rolling away fast enough. So they get another chance to express their territory game down the field. Hextall. He sends it long. And this time it goes out of bounds. So they get a good net gain there, the Bears. And they'll be attacking about 20 to 30 metres off their line. And this is where we'll start seeing some more expansive plays. They've just done the basics really well. Stayed disciplined. And the Eagles at the moment, not looking great. A bit unsteady. Let's see how they hold up here. At the moment, it's Whitehead showing it and going it. He's met by 3. They go down the short side now. And they do a little 1-2. Back on the inside. Can he get held up? No. Held up in the tackle. Whitehead running the decoy line. And unfortunately for them, the ref's going to call it back. So still Bears ball. Not too sure what happened there. We'll see it in a second. It's going to be Eagles ball, actually. And they'll get a feed into a scrum. So first scrum of the game. Packed here by the Eagles. And they're going to have to try and exit at the moment because they're under immense pressure by this Bears side. And it looked to be taking a man off the ball when Whitehead ran his decoy line. So let's see what they do here. They're probably going to play it simple. Should be the smart move. They charge it up, hit the first receiver. Strong tackle laid there by Hanson and Whitehead. And he's held pretty long there. Eagles appealing. Ref doesn't give it though. They shovel it on. This time it's Wapiri. Shy Wapiri. Him and his brother both donning the gear today. High and Shy. Big hit. Laid there. Gilham run it up. Now they're going to have a little dart. They go down the short side. Showed it. Got it. Little half break. Couldn't quite get through though. That was IEC. He'll be an absolute handful for the Bears this afternoon. Shoveled on Gilham. Looking for a gap. Was Heck still. No gap to find there, though. Now in the hands of Wallace. He puts a real high bomb up. Can Bradley get under this one? Good take there by the sweeper for the Bears. Met strong by the defence. They go back down the open side. A little jink and goose step. Eagles smelt the fraud. Didn't fall for it. Some fancy feet going on here. Nothing crazy. Defence will read it and just absorb the hit. Down the short side again. IEC dishing it off from the halfback at the moment. Strong carry. Not many metres made, though, by Ahuriri. Probably need to get some faster ball now. They duck down the short side again. IEC trying to find some little half gaps. Not much doing. Flicked on now by Hextall. And they pin it back. They find a little bit of grass. Who can get this 50-50 ball? Miller running at it. And that's going to be a knock on. So a big win there for the Bears. And the Eagles, a little lapse in communication, Dave. And they're looking a bit shaky at the moment.
Yeah, I was always expecting the Bears to come out pretty strong in their first home game. Big, huge bumper crowd there. I think the task for the Seagulls, the defending premiers, we say the referee just signalled a double knock on for a scrum down. The task for the Seagulls was to just temper that. They knew that, well, they should have known that the Bears were going to come out, run and gun and go as hard as they can. And the moment hasn't cost them anything, but they need to be able to respond to this pretty youthful and, as we see there, great offload to the left. They're going to want to move this quick. Good run there with Perry. On the 30.
Perfect.
That was high with Perry. They shovel it back down the open side now. Turney taking the ball to the line. Met strongly there by Eagles defence. This could be a turnover. And the Eagles have...
It is too. They've turned it over.
The ball over. So Eagles have possession now. They'll get a full set. Oh, no.
Almost
and another little lapse in concentration. Ball was meant to go out the back. Front runner took it. And the Eagles are yet to complete a full set with any sort of success. So what can they do here? Probably need to play it simple. Get some momentum. Players running around the corner or the likes. At the moment, they're just working their way backwards. Miller. He's an elusive ball carrier. Wait for him to get a little bit of space. He'll light up this field. Turney. Shoveling it left now. And it's the number 8, Malako. Met strong by some D. Big shot coming in there from the big fella from the Bears. We'll get a read on that soon. At the moment, it's Camso. Shovels it left. IEC, I should say. Again, not too many numbers here. This is for their 5th set, so they're going to chuck up a bomb. Wallace puts it sky high once again. No real chase coming. That's anywhere close. So good take by Wapiri.
Kicking game has a bit to ask for at the moment. Got my comms back at the field. Good run here. He wants to keep going. And this is where Willagee are good. Is that Gudgeon with his carry? He's got a lot of toe, that one. Kelly thought about it. Takes the contact. Past halfway now. And... is that offside? Didn't see the... no, high tackle, says the referee. So, see it on the replay here. Just copped it high. He's immediately asked the question. And again, like a fast attacking, youthful, run and gun style from the Bears is just putting the really experienced Seagulls out of sorts at the moment. And they're not... I don't think they're really responding. In saying that, however, we've gone 10 minutes, and although the Bears have had a lot of possession, they haven't been able to score yet. First up run here now. Good drive.
Malako, he's a strong ball runner.
Straight from dummy half. Great collection, spins out of that. That's Malako. They want to go quickly. Spins it off to his right. Still going. Tries to bustle over the line. Does going, and he's going well. Slows it up now. Off a standing start. They're going to have to come in. Great chase down. That was Jeremy Wallace, and we need someone, well, the Sea Eagles, I should say, need someone like him to lift at the moment. They've gone backwards. They've lost some space here. Here comes a chip kick. It's up the top. Probably not as deep. They've knocked it back. That's played on, and that should be the first try of the game to the Bears.
It looks to be Coronavirus. So he's off the team sheet, but he's back on it now. And I tell you what, that was electric. Turney, a beautiful little chip kick, weighted nicely up in the air. Gave Coronavirus enough time to get under it. Really
fantastic.
Look at that, almost an AFL-style mark tap down scenario.
So one of the Rapiri brothers opens it up, and you just get the feeling that was just waiting to happen. Sea Eagles under all sorts of pressure. The game's been played predominantly in their defensive half for the first 11-odd minutes.
And you can just see at the moment, a few of those high tackles were coming in because the Sea Eagles were just too slow to react. Too slow to get low enough. At the moment, the Bears just firing shots left, right and centre. The Sea Eagles
I can capture the wide.
vision has just been absolutely tongue-tied. So Turney didn't miss a kick in the Anzac Day clash last week. Had 7 shots on goal. Nailed every single one, including a few penalties from long range. Distance shouldn't be an issue for him. Beautiful strike of the ball. Unfortunately, it's just gone across the face for Turney. So not a good start from the tee from him. He'll find his rhythm. Obviously a bit of wind around today as well to deal with. And David, if you're the Eagles, where do you go from here? Do you put one long or
just play your normal game. I think at the moment they're just the youthful up and about Bears have come into the game. And again, there should be no surprises here. It's their first home game back in the Premiership. We knew they were going to come out strong. They were going to try and test the Sea Eagles with a bit of pace, a bit of speed. Sea Eagles they're a really strong and effective unit. They just need to play the natural game and just complete their sets.
He can hear tomorrow better than he can hear Brendan at the moment.
Runned up now. Good hit, but Hansen, he took it well, the bigger man. One of the enforcers for this Bears side. So run there, we're on the first and the second.
The microphone's a bit fucked if you...
Shoveled on now by Camzo, and the big fella Malako just rumbling his way through the field. It's going to take 3 to bring him down. 1 takes him high, 1 in the middle, and 1 low. They finally chop him down. He's carried about 10 metres there, straight through the defensive line. If he can do that all day, we'll go a long way. So Turney now, he's going to turn this Eagles side around, tries to pin them back in their own corner. Good chase here as well by Rapiri. And Miller, he's going to take off, jinx off that right foot. No space on offer there. He'll be licking his lips once he finds a bit more grass. And unfortunately for the Eagles, for the Bears I should say, held him a bit too long. So now they're going to shovel it on. Need to complete some sets here and just get some sort of momentum.
They need to get out of their own end, Bruno.
Territory's been an issue. This is better from them. Running it up now was Whitehead. Coming around the corner, that's what we like to see. Just taking advantage of the fact that defence has to run back 10 metres before they can come up and meet them. Good tap from Turney. Running across field now. Gillum. Predictable run from him though. So they shovel it out the back door now. This is looking a bit more lively there. Take it to the line, and skill execution's going to borrow their luck again.
That is a turnover again. So their first real foray into Bears territory, and they've turned it over. It's all going red and black at the moment. And the first carry in the set, the try score, Rapiri. Good run up. They've got loose, and they've lost it. That's a knock on. Is that 6 again? It is 2. So it was played at illegally. Good carry from Robbie Smith.
Just doing all the basics well at the moment, the Bears. Rumbling it up. They'll most likely complete this set. Try pin the Eagles back in their own half again. Field possession's just been a real strength of theirs. And continuity. They take it to the line. In the hands now of Millsy. He's meant hard, but he'll do that all day. One of the stronger players for this Bears side. Mr. Consistent. Rumble it on the open side now. Turney, what does he do? Chips a little grubber in the backfield. Runners coming. Bradley's back there to collect though. Jinx off that
well
right
tackled.
foot. And just a little grass chopper there. Bradley was going nowhere. Miller, what can he do down the short side? Jumps off the right. Turney eat him up. Bradley shovels it on now, Wallace. And this is better from the Sea Eagles, making metres.
And that's their first penalty against. High tackle. Really strong on that. The officials, we'll see it on replay here.
Yeah, and it was Hansen giving that one away. The big fellow who just needs
right around the neck. So that'll help getting the Seagulls up the ground a little bit.
They've got a good kicking game here with Wallace. Yeah, he's a long punt. Nobody at home defending the line there, Dave, so it's actually bounced before it went out. Gillett, he's going to take it to the line. Good solid tackle there by Davis Hunt.
Don't be surprised if the Eagles score here. Good run from Whiteheads, although he's lost the ball. No, what's the referee say? He's saying knock on, double knock on. First tackle, Bruno. They get inside their own territory off a penalty and they've given it up. Everything's going the Bears at the moment. They're up and about. We see it here on the replay. Just a loose carry, strong hit. Malako, he was the one there that caused that turnover.
Malako and Hansen have been really strong in defence. And you can see the Eagles, they're trying to play some balls out the back, but they're doing the simple things not quite right in attack. They're running at the biggest players at the moment.
They seem to be overawed. This is a really strong team. Defending premiers, I think they just need to, again, just go back to the natural game.
Once we hit the quarter time, I'll give them a
Well,
call.
we've had a mix-up. So, offside is it? No, is it knock on? I'm not sure what it is. Might have been an offside.
Let's see that one. It'll be interesting to see which side of the field the Eagles choose to run here.
Another knock on. No, it is a knock on. Looks like they're setting up for a scrum.
They've got a bit of room down the blind side as well, so they could do that and stack it. They will have a set of 5 though, set of 6. Putting it in there, just Hextell. They feed it out the back door, shoot another little decoy in the hands now of Miller. Tries to go around the outside.
Good line speed.
Not enough pace to come around. And a Hariri catches him napping again. Hitting it up hard here. Naroob. That well by the Bears. They're holding out at the moment. Big shovel coming in here, getting very close to the line now, probably 5 metres out or less. Shovel it out the back door. Wallace, does he do a chip kick? Sends it back on the inside for Gilham. The big fella's just going to rumble it up. Only a couple more tackles here for them. One more rumble in them over the line now, and that one's touched over the chalk, so try time for the Eagles.
So that was the first period where the Bears really did have to defend on their line. And again, the Sea Eagles, they're a really, really strong team. When they get in that position, more so than not, they're going to score. They just haven't been up in that spot because they've probably been their own worst enemy. They've given up some pretty bad penalties, especially deep in their own half. But the first opportunity they get close to their line, the first opportunity that the Bears have to defend their line, they get over. And that's the Sea Eagles that we expect, and they're in a really good position. Scores are tied with a kick to come. They should take the lead. They're heading into the 20th minute of this first half.
But there'll be a solid kick. This should be a gimme for him. Iesi was the try scorer there, so that's one to his name. It was better from the Sea Eagles, wasn't it? They got a little bit of continuity, and once you phase out a set, it just really allows you to pin the defence back and catch them flat-footed.
Again, they just need to, like I just said, they needed to complete their set and just do their own process. Very strong team. I mean, coming into this, if they had odds on it, the Sea Eagles would have been way up the top, been short odds. But everyone expected, as they did, the Bears, as they slot that as expected. Everyone should have expected the Bears to come in hard, and we see again diving for the line. And Wallace again was involved in that, so I think he had last possession there. Expect a lot from him.
Yeah, Wallace very solid so far. Good kicking game. Sweepers for the Bears will have to hang really far back because his boot is an absolute cannon. So Turney tilting the ball back here. So watch for a contestable. You try to get a bit of hang time. Take 2 here. Bit of wind circling around at the moment, Dave.
It's a very windy day. It was raining earlier. The conditions have tightened up a bit. Nice kick right on the goal line. Oh, he almost muffed that. Takes it well. The first hit up goes bang! Get some of that. Thomas Fry with the carry. Managed to hold his feet. An immovable object. They just need to complete after points here. Gillen with his first run. And we've got I put the mocker on them. Gillen's not happy. Said they needed to complete after points, and they've done the exact opposite we see here. Gillen with a run. And I think he just loses the ball here, does he?
Yeah, to turn off.
Replay.
To no naff, actually.
Waiting for it. There it is. So absolutely no excuse there. No intervention by the Bears. That was just horrible carry. Here we go. What can the Bears do? Swings that long. This guy's got some toe. Wipiri, he's the try scorer. He wants the second one. Throws it back in. He's gone out. He's just ran too far. Right smile there.
Oh, Kelly was on too. He had a bit of toe himself, didn't he? He was running a beautiful line.
I love the hair too. Slick hair for fast running.
Yeah, nice and aerodynamic, isn't it, Dave?
Absolutely is. I'm jealous. There's a few of them, actually.
It's not going to solve our speed problem, though, is it? No.
We're back on. Sea Eagles need to work out of their area. Dishes off. That's a great offload. Great run here for the first tackle. They want to quick play the ball.
Just ground him around the scruff of the collar there.
Yeah, they're all offside. That was asking a lot, and in the end, just a little bit too much. The Sea Eagles don't need to play the Bears game. They need to play their own game. They're trying to play this run and gun. This is Wallace here. Just too. Oh, actually, I was going to know that. So it was the second pass. There was absolutely no reason to do that. I don't know why you would, and it might have been a forward as well. Doesn't matter, Bruno, because the Sea Eagles have copped it up, and the Bears have got another scrum feed.
Well, the Eagles are a smaller team. They need to play the patience game. Wallace has got a big kick. They need to play it with a bit more of a mindset of a war on attrition.
Here we go, first carry.
Sea Eagles holding out the defence at the moment.
They want to do everything. They want to run, they want to gun. Every time they get the ball in hand, the try scorer, you just feel like his boots are on fire at the moment. He needs to run to put it out. Spins that long. Wipiri, the other Wipiri brother. They've got a run and gun here. It's a great offload. And Robbie Smith will go in for their second.
Oh, they just caught them napping on the open side, didn't they? Smith has a bit of toe. Unassuming, really, but beautiful ball. Put it out in front of him. He hit the ground with a bit of wind in his face.
Just draws in the line of defence. Just had to flick that up. Oh, I'm sure it wasn't. The linesman was right there, so no excuses. That wasn't forward, but just drew that line in. That sweeping pass brought those runners in on the wing. And the first game we saw from them a couple of weeks ago, we mentioned how good they were on this wing, and we were expecting to see a lot more of them. And actually looking forward to it. And again, the second game we've seen for this year, this is an impressive unit they have, especially along those edges. Plenty of toe.
And it was Wipiri. He just carried the ball in two hands, kind of made the defenders sit back and not choose whether to commit to the tackle. That's why Smith found himself in some space.
You almost feel like that was probably a bit of a set play there as well. That sweeping pass went well over a couple of runners. This should be I think the wind's died down. This should be relatively, well, it'll be an easy kick. We're right behind it. Just needs to kick it straight. Tamahotini. Extended out to two, and he's sent that wide. No, it's come back, but he's got it. Well, the old Shane Warne comes back into the legs, and they've extended it by 4. This is a great game, wherever you might be watching on NRL Pathways. Thanks for joining us.
It was a little inside-out one, wasn't it?
It was. Thought it was going.
Yeah, with those higher tees, it really allows the kickers to shape that inside-out kick. The lower the tee, the more of a draw you have on it. So it's working for him nicely at the moment. That wind might be playing a little bit of effect into the bend of that ball as well.
Fantastic venue here at Weber Reserve. Obviously, if you know the venue, if you're watching from interstate, went through some redevelopment a couple of years ago, thanks to the council and the local government. Now it's a fantastic place to watch rugby league. That one, not a huge chase from the Sea Eagles, I should say. And now we need the Bears to complete after points.
Hansen. That one's Jackson. I'll tell you what, he might have done a hammy too. Mahuta, I should say. This one's Jackson Hansen rumbling it up. He definitely hasn't done a hammy. So Mahuta looking a little bit ginger after that last run. Just keep an eye on him, Dave. Shovel it down the short side now. Good run from Kelly. He's fast off the mark, the little whippersnapper. They're going to try draw it back infield. Jackson Hansen.
Oh, I've been impressed with his runs.
Having another crack again. That's 2 in the set.
Oh, is he hurt?
One in the eye here.
Yeah, I think you might have. I think you might be right there.
Yeah, there's a little accidental just as the tackler pulled away. Flailing hand. So you check this one out.
Referee's
The
called
tackle
time
there
off.
was Fry.
Yeah. Yeah, that was before. It was during the tackle, so it wasn't in the ruck. So no concern about any shenanigans in the ruck. I think it was just a flailing hand in the tackle. Just caught him. He just needs a bit of magic spray, I reckon. Wash it out.
I'll tell you what, a little guy, eye gouge or a hit to the nose makes a grown man cry. That kind of stuff, doesn't it? Can't really suck
tough,
them up.
my
They're
friend.
just debilitating. Again, the Bears looking very good despite this little injury, which should be resolved.
Yeah.
Playing very fast, aren't they, Dave? Not doing anything too expansive, but not really having any downtime in their tackles.
And look, their game plan's pretty simple, right? Just push it up the ground as quickly as you can and then open up your wings for your runners. They're quite happy to move the ball around. There's an early kick and didn't come off. They're going to go straight. Jeremy Wallace, this is the man we spoke about. He's going to go and he's going to score their second. So a little bit of expansive play. They took a risk to the Bears and it didn't come off. Jeremy Wallace, the effervescent veteran for the Sea Eagles, does it. Just a bit of a gimme. He was in the right place. The old veteran still's got the toe. The calves are still working. Jumps high, nabs it. And all of a sudden, just from absolutely nothing, they have levelled the scores with a kick to come.
He's pulled a cat out of the bag there, and I tell you what, Tanonef had no chance of catching the old fella. He was giving it his best, and man, Wallace was off to the races there. Just saw that paddock in front of him, got excited, and away he went. Lucky he didn't do a hammy.
I think when he grabbed it, Bruno, he didn't quite realise what he'd got. He's like, oh, I think I'll go here.
Yeah.
It took a couple of seconds for him to realise, well, no, there's a gap in front of me.
Well,
I'll just get the can opener out. I'll open that up, and it's pie time.
That's the one. Or he's usually distributing, so his first instinct always to pass or look for someone in a better position, but he just had acres in front of him and chewed them up too. Bradley's 1 from 1 at the moment. Kicked very well for City last week against Kiwi in that Anzac clash, so we'll look for him to slot this one. See that wind from the trees in the background. They're swirling a little bit. We need good penetration. Bradley.
He's got it.
Slotted it. So Bradley's 2 from 2. And at the moment, Eagles punch back.
Yeah, Sea Eagles again. We see here this great run from the old veteran Jeremy Wallace. And just some around the grounds, Bruno. South Perth are doing a number over the Giants at Bennett Park. Or Burnett Park, I should say. They're up 20-0 against the Giants. And down in Rockingham, the Freo Roosters, 22, are leading the Rockingham Sharks 6. So we want to see, well, the Sea Eagles will want to see a completed set here after points, get out of their own end. And the Bears, they just need to be clean. There's a bit of muck going on there. The referee lets it go. He's got numbers on his left. Gets through the first, smashes through the second. This run is fantastic. Still going. Bradley Sparrow still going. Fantastic carry. And all of a sudden they're in scoring position on the second or third. Dishes off to the left. He's going to run straight through, and it's 2 2 tries in 2 minutes. Bailey Miller. And all of a sudden like that, the game has turned on its head.
Oh, it sure has. Miller's got a bit of toe, and like we said before, he's elusive, a little bit of space. And
look at this carry.
Feet. Like a bull in a china shop, wasn't he? Big number 12, Sparrow. Sea Eagles punch back, and I tell you what, they've punched above now. I think the Bears just got a little bit comfortable, a little bit too satisfied with their opening first 29 minutes.
And they played the ball too. It wasn't quick. They just had defensively the Bears in all sorts to get back after that blinding run from Sparrow.
And it was Miller just chopping them like firewood in the end, didn't he?
Sea Eagles playing a bit of the Bears game, the run and gun. And again, I said all that the Sea Eagles do, these are quality outfit. They just needed to calm themselves and realise who they were, just play their own game. And after this kick, they could find themselves a try and a conversion up. Plus.
Well, they look good once they get momentum and then try and run and gun, right? But when you run and gun without momentum, which they were doing for the first 20 minutes, you're just not going to get anywhere. And at the moment, Bradley's 2 from 2. Smack it 3 from 3. Only 19 years of age. The young fella comes in. Didn't even have to look at it too long. Turns around and he's 3 from 3 for the afternoon. So it also means that the Bears, if they want to take the lead in this game, they're going to have to get a try and potentially a penalty as well at the minimum. So a big ask for them now, as it becomes an ever-increasing concern for them that the Sea Eagles have control of this one. Tierney pinning them long. Wallace, the long kick, dishes it out to his runners. This time it's Gillum, just taking the first hit of the set.
He drew them in. I tell you what, he baited the hook, Shane Gillum. Baited the hook, I reckon. He's drawn the referee into that. There was a bit there that probably made it look like more than there was. And again, that's the difference between the experience of the North Beach Sea Eagles, just to draw that penalty out. Bit of muck in the ruck. It's a learning curve there for the Bears.
And the Bears just showing a bit of ill discipline themselves. They were very steady in that opening 15. They've just started to get a little bit of fight or flight response here. Starting to panic. They're going to call the set back. Couple more left. So Taisi, the try scorer, dishing it back on the inside to Whitehead. Running that little inside ball. Trying to tongue tie this Bears defence. Slipping through with a little half break. Hextall. Bears didn't fall for it. The little fella. He'll be able to find some space when these legs in defence get tired. Taking it to the line now, Sparrow. Sparrow with that barnstorming run. Only a handful of minutes ago. He sucks in a lot of defenders. Drop ball now. And unfortunately for the Sea Eagles, it's going to be a turnover. Bears have an opportunity to counter. And with half time, only 8 minutes away, they need a try before it to really stay in the fight and put pressure back on this Sea Eagles side. Kelly off the base, lifted in the tackle. Took the roller coaster for a ride and finds himself dishing it back now to Smith. Smith jumps it out the side door for Malako, and the big fella just chews up the meters. They'll look to duck back on the inside now. In the hands of Speed Smith.
Straight
back to Malako. Straight from the dummy half.
Oh! Get out of my way.
Barnstorming. Knocks over number 20, Brown, for the Sea Eagles. And he'll be seeing stars. Turney looks to do the old switcheroo and put up a big contestable. Miller's underneath it. And he's going to have to stay composed. He played that nicely. Big high tackle there, the clothes hanger.
You don't need a head, referee.
And I tell you what, they've gone head hunting here, the Bears. They're frustrated. And that's what it does to you. That's just silly from Smith. He's better than that. We know the class he has, and you're just letting the Sea Eagles get out of jail without paying any fees.
Yeah, look, I think he has just was exaggerated a bit as he's just ducked, or he's just tried to change direction. His body has dropped a bit, but that flailing arm, that was a bit reckless. I was disappointed with that kick. It was a nice rainmaker, but the chase wasn't there. We saw their second try, a fantastic kick high up into the corner and a great chase. But they had all the time in the world to get to the fall of that ball.
Yeah.
But there wasn't that speed from the Bears. So a bit disappointing there.
They definitely need to work on their kick chase, even putting it a little bit shorter so that the line can stay nice and straight. Big tackle and shot coming in there from Going. Go down the short side now. Beautiful little inside step. He's an absolute handful to put away. Seagulls need some meterage here. Just need to hit it up before they play expansive. This is better from them. Edwards. Rough and tumble. They go down the open side again. This time it's in the hands of Gillum. Gillum and Wahanga running really strong at the moment. Out the back door. Wallace is going to put up a high one. This one not too deep, so the line will be able to meet the attacking player. And he's got some work to do here at the moment. He just flings it back on the inside. Gronavalu making some good meters there. It was a good take by Gudgeon.
It's a great take. Straight from dummy half again. They still want to run and gun. Haley Miller, second run in the set. Slowing it down here now. Just a settler. Break down eventually. We've gone inside the final 5 minutes. There's a request. There's a request for a bit of muck in the ruck, and the referee says, you know what, why not? And that's going to be a repeat 6. They'll kick for the line, advance themselves up, and it's a good position if you're a Bears player and supporter, because they'll be in scoring position heading into the last 4 minutes to potentially add some more points and reel in this advantage the Sea Eagles have. Here we go. He's in two minds there, the big fella, Hansen. Comes down just outside the 20 now. Slow play the ball. Off the run. He's going, and he's going well, going strong, still going. Has a look left and right, just Bannister. Flicks it back, they like this far edge. Just dummy to his right. They weren't buying the candy though. That was Miltsy. Hold on, what's going on here? They're asking the question. The referee is saying double knock on. So it's a break for the Sea Eagles.
So he was appealing that it was stripped in the tackle and not knocked on, I think. Ref had other thoughts. Really good opportunity here for the Sea Eagles. Just to play on the defensive and keep the Bears out. That'd be their main thing at the moment. Defense is your best offense for the Bears. They're going to be hungry to defend this hard ball. Falling behind Wallace, so he had to look back and just take a double take. That stalled him. They've got to get runners around the corner. Their defense offering up 3 men to devour the runner. That time it was to Nonef. Sorry, Whitehead running it up. They flick it back on the inside. Nice little half break there. On the inside by Stain. Good defence from the Bears, albeit easy to read here. Making a good darting run. Trying to skirt around that ruck was Gilham. He's been busy. They shovel it wide now. Wahanga. The veterans met nicely there by Millsy. Shovel it out the back door now, and they're going to put a spiral bomb up. So this one could be a floater, and it'll float anywhere. Good take, though. He read that well. Unpredictable ball flight. Smith looking for space. Did the right thing, though, and just hit it up. Shovel on the inside now. Rapiri darting off both feet, but met there by 3. No running around that.
Still plenty of time if they can get up the ground here. They've kicked early. Is that a 40-20 attempt? It's going to bounce. It might be. Oh, it doesn't get it. No. So they're still willing to take a risk. The Bears are like that. The good chase was there, however. Got them locked in their own area. There's still plenty of time here for both sides. There's at least a set and a bit to go. Taken down, Miller. Up through the guts now. The Sea Eagles just need to do their own thing. Here's a good run off the third. Dishes off. Wallace thought about going to his left. Did Buckley. Last 60 seconds. Wallace again, his second run in the set. Here's the man with the big carry. Stein. They're right in the scoring position now. What can they do? Is that Miller from something from nothing? And I've called the second try from a run from nothing. Miller's second. And what we thought was a good opportunity for the Bears literally 30 seconds ago to reel this advantage in that the Sea Eagles have. Well, the Sea Eagles have gone down the other end with another set of 6 and gone bang.
Well, it was Stein and Miller darting around the outskirts of that ruck. That's where they found their space, made their initial breaks, and from there they just played ad-lib, made it on as they went, and they could do that because they'd really turned this Bears defence inside out, and they were tongue-tied once again, the Bears. Sea Eagles at the moment, really dynamic and really proactive in their attacking shifts around the ruck.
I think that was Gudgeon to his left. He probably wanting that time again because it wasn't much of a sell, but he's just faked it to his left and he's drawn him in. I mean, he's got the toe. I think it was Gudgeon. He's got the toe to drag Miller down, the two number ones, but he's just allowed him to hook, line and sinker, caught him up, just faked a little bit to his left, and Gudgeon just half a step, he's just stepped back, and that's given Miller the opportunity to get 2 or 3 steps in front of him and open up to the right and go under for his second.
Again, it was that simplicity of just holding the ball in 2 hands, keeping the defenders guessing, is he going to give it or is he going to pass it the other side? Just really smart play. These guys obviously know how to manipulate the defence so well. It's only going to improve as the season goes. Bradley's 3 from 3. This one will be his hardest kick. 15 metres in from the touchline. Approaches.
Not a bad effort.
Beautiful strike again. He's nailed it. So they'll
Great
go
effort.
into half-time with a handy little lead here over the Bears. And Dave, what are the Bears going to have to do to come back and give this one a red-hot crack?
Well, as I said earlier in the start of the game, and when you knew the Bears were going to come strong, they were going to come quick. They've still got that, but they still need to play rugby league. They still need to do the correct things right, because when you're going to make mistakes against the Sea Eagles, a really strong team, the defending premiers, they are going to punish you. Admittedly, it took them half to get their own game into play, but they've made a couple of silly mistakes, a couple of high tackles, a couple of loose carries, deep inside Sea Eagles territory, but then they've come back. They only needed 6 tackles, and they've put on, 8-10 points. So they've just got to go back to what they were doing in that first half. Just go back to keep doing their natural game, but do the proper things correct. Keep hand on ball. Don't have any loose carry. Keep the tackles down. No muck on the ruck, and they can get back into this game. For the Sea Eagles, well, they've managed to calm themselves down. They just need to continue on. So there's all up for the Bears in the second half. Before we go to the break, we'll do around the grounds. South Perth have increased their advantage against the Joondalup Giants at George Burnett. They're up 28-0, and down at Larkhill Sports Complex, the Freo Roosters are up 28-6. And we will now take a break, Bruno. If you're watching wherever you are, make sure you stay tuned for the second half, because it's been an exciting first, and I reckon the second 40 is going to be just as good as the first. We'll see you soon. And we're back. It's second half action here at the Weber Reserve. Fuel to go and play Premiership. And if you just missed it, Seagulls had a fantastic second stanza, let's say, the second half of the first half, and they've managed to put a 14-point lead on a pretty exuberant and athletic Bears side. And they got first use of the ball in their second half. My name's David McRae. I'm joined by Bruno Harare in the commentary position, mate. And we were just talking off air, mate. What are you expecting in the second half, especially from this Seagulls outfit?
Oh, they're definitely going to look around the ruck. Big hit coming in here by Malaco for the Bears, though. But, yes, Seagulls look the best when they dart around the ruck. Wallace obviously has a big boot, and you can see right now he's trying to pin the Bears back and play a bit more of that territory game. That's where they're at their strongest. At the moment, Warmup taking them around the outside, has a crack. Smith has got a bit of toe, goes around the outside, and is pulled down. Tried to pull a little draw out of his card. Just couldn't quite get on the outside there. Good defence. They waited for him. Used the touchline as said. Spare defender. Out the back now for the Bears, though. Turney went to shovel it out the back door. Just obviously hit it up. Right move by him. Kept that one nice and cool. The Bears now swing it wide into the hands of Going. He's a hard ball runner. He'll be hard to stop and he'll punch it up all day. Out the back door now. Warmup off that right foot. Ever so dangerous. Not much going on there though. So they're going to recycle once again. They've got 2 more tackles before they've got to do something with it. They opt to go early. Millsy's put one up high. Still hasn't come down yet. Bradley and Smith contest. It was Smith that actually knocked it on towards the Seagulls players, so almost got a full purchase on it. Just the fingertips though. Bradley absolutely destroyed in that tackle there by Tanonev. Played a little 1-2 on the inside, darting around that ruck again, Dave. And this is where they look their most dangerous, but the Bears are doing well to really hold them up and slow down their ball. Yeah, would have great to be to fly on the wall in that chat at half time. Again, the Bears will look good in that first half of the first half. It just, the mistakes, as we see, Wallace kicks it down the ground. It'll be returned here. Great run. There's not a big chase from the Bears, but once the Seagulls get into their own rhythm and their own game, they're going to punish any mistakes by the Bears, especially a side, as we say again, trips a lot, fantastic as Warmup. They're going to probably defensively, it's probably their weakness, the Bears. Offensively, they're very good. So you need to make sure, even though you are plenty of toe and you can move the ball up the ground, you also need to make sure you do the simple things correct. Proper carries, no loose carries, no muck on the ruck. Keep your tackles down because the Seagulls are going to punish you. As I said, the big fella says, get out of my way. That's Malaco. He's done that all day. I want to see him keep doing it all day because, gosh, it's exciting. He's got 3 men on him.
He does.
They can't bring him down, so they're going to spin it wide here. Turney holds the ball up. They flick it wide to Warmup.
Here we go.
Back on the inside. Warmup. Interception.
Is that Wallace again?
So Wallace is out. He's found a spade of grass, but not enough spades. And chasing him down there like a greyhound on live bait was 15. Davis Hunt for the Bears. So good hunt from him at the moment. Back in the Seagulls' hands. Stain darting around that ruck.
Yeah, do the simple things right. Look, it looks impressive and fantastic. Oh, he almost telegraphed it. He almost got there. But just do the simple things right. That pass probably wasn't needed. It came off a fantastic runner. Just erased all that territory they made straight from dummy half. Is the carry from Buckley. Dishes it off. So they play the ball now.
You can see the Seagulls just rumbling it straight up the ground, playing really direct. Smith's back to collect.
And he's claimed it. No, what's he saying? Is it offside? I think it was.
Offside, yeah.
Yep. So again, you've got to do the simple things correct. And the Bears, with that kick, have found themselves offside. And what was a changeover, they've just given 6 back to the Seagulls, who lead by 14 points.
Yeah, silly from the Bears, ill-disciplined. You can see they've got so much talent out wide, but they just have this inability at the moment to rumble it up for 3 or 4 sets to get momentum.
The man with the headband, Bowman Stein. You can't miss him. Had some good metres gained in this game so far. That's a big hit. And Gillett feels every part of it. Stein again, his second run of the set, read well. Gillum gets no space at all. Need a good defensive set here from the Bears. Straight from dummy half is Buckley. On the fourth. Slow start. They're going to swing it back, try and open up the defence on the far side. Read really well. They're driven back. He's got it out. That's a great defensive set from the Bears. Kelly read that really well. Knocked him out. I think there was a bit of Bears disease. Well, I'm not going to call it a disease. They just, again, trying to do too much with the ball. They didn't need to do that. It was only on the fourth and gave the boys an opportunity to turn the ball over. Up to that point, it was a pretty good set.
Well, they need to be a little bit more patient there, the Sea Eagles. They've been doing it all day. Just found themselves getting a bit of white line fever.
Is there a way you could use tomorrow's Mike at all?
Kelly was all over him like a rash in the end, in defence. And here he is. Try saver from just before. Hard man to put down. Here's where they need to be patient. They need to take it to the line. And that's the guy you want doing it, going. A couple more of these, and then they need an outlet. Unleash their weapons out wide. Distributor in Millsy has been solid. So too is this man, Tadonef.
Copy, copy.
Stain putting in the hard yards to try and get him down. Cops a little face full of fingers. Gudgeon. He's a hard man to read, but they read him well. Kelly back there to mop up. So too Wapiri. If he gets a move on, he's going to be hard to put down. And it's going to be a turnover in the end, so a loose pass from Wapiri. And how many times have we seen that from these elusive players for the Bears? Just really struggling to maintain possession. Big shot coming in there by Bannister on the little fella, a Hariri. And the Sea Eagles, they get to maintain possession here, so probably going to bang it downfield. Wallace has got a really big boot, so if they can chew up 40 or so metres here, they're going to get a set of 6 inside their attacking half. Wallace has been great so far. A few interceptions from himself and a little bit of speed. Probably not a word you'd use to describe Wallace at first sight, but he's got some.
Oh, he's a experienced veteran of this side. And every side has got at least that one player that is just a barometer for their team. And, I said early in that second half that we needed something from him, and as soon as he got involved, things started to happen and points started to hit the board for the Sea Eagles. Here he is again, dishes off, they lost a handle on that. Did it go backwards? No, it did not, said the referee. What's the signal there? No, the referee's... Well, you can maybe... Oh, okay. It was off the ball. There we go. So again, do this... You need to do the simple things right if you're the Bears. And that wasn't even in the play. That was just off the play. So they just reset the tackle count for the Sea Eagles, and they're inside Bears territory. Here we go. Held the pass. Wallace in it again. Whitehead with the carry. Brought down. They're going to attack inside now. Calls it. Off a static start is Gillum. Pushes through, still going, Troy. Oh. Driven forward and brought down by Malako. Still going on with it. He's got a few things to say, just sharing their recipes for Lamingtons. Dishes off, straight off the line was the Bears. They've opened it up. This could often be a try-scoring opportunity, but brought down was Sparrow.
I had to give that one Sparrow. They were out on the far wing. Dishing back on the inside now. Wang up. He's not going to find any space.
On the last now.
A bit of gas. They're going to spin it wide. They go through the hands. Wallace puts up a little chip kick. Bradley's going to have to fly up to the 5th floor. He collects it and comes down. He fell a far way down, but it's going to be a turnover because he's been tackled on the 5th. Bears are going to get the ball back, and they survive another round of very penetrating attack.
They just need to get out of their own end here, do the Bears. Just play some simple rugby league. Almost lost the handle on that. Good carry by Hanson. Haven't called his name a lot today. Thought about going to his right. It was telegraphed. And brought down. The Seagulls want to lock him in the area.
Yeah, that's what you need from the Seagulls. Waianga putting some big shots in, trying to trap them in their own half. Oh, and I'll tell you what, Rapiri skirting down the alleyway of the close edge.
He's got some toe for a big man.
Does, doesn't he? Like a ballerina. He moves like the wind, only quieter. Big shot coming in there by Stein.
So
knocked it.
What was
actually Dave?
the arms went up straight away for 6 again because it was knocked on. So I missed the tackler that came through, but he's got his hand on that. It's right here. There you go. So it was Stein, and you see the hand straight up again. 6 again, and they will get 6 again. So they'll be helped out of their own area with this scrum.
I like the intent though from Stein and Waianga. They're really getting out of the line. It's an easy play to read. May as well make the shot while they're in their own half.
Well, again, I think we mentioned this off air as well. They've got a lot of pace, a lot of toes. We see here, do the Bears. Thought about offload. Again, do the simple things right. That wasn't necessary. But defensively, the way to open them up, that's where you're going to score points. Here's the big unit. Bashes through a run. It's great to see a forward have a run. Malako's been impressive for the boys in red and black today. Takes it over his head. Going to spin this wide. Straight off the line was the veteran Wallace. He read that like a book, chapter and verse. Straight from dummy half. Damso just treading water at the minute are the Bears. Spins this wide. Malako, is he going to score the first for the second half? He is. That's Wipiri, sorry. He's got his second. As soon as he got it, mate, if you've never seen White Light Fever, if you've never seen it before, have a look at this. Gets it in his hands, and he's like, there's only one place I'm going, brother. And that's past that white line. See if you can stop me. You can't. The Bears had to be the first to score in the second half, and they've done that. 10 points with a kick to come.
Oh, he's the Rolls Royce of this game, that's for sure. He's got feet like a ballerina and just mesmerising his opponents at the moment, Wipiri. He's got so much toe and so much force production as well. He's a big rig. And Turney, he's probably had a quieter game, Turney. This one kick already so far in this game. You need to slot this one. If they don't start hitting their kicks, the lead's just never going to recover it. Opposition kicker Bradley has nailed all of his kicks, so this part of the game becomes very, very important.
Yeah, conversions are going to be important. You're 10 points down. Teeny gets it. So 8 points now. They still need to score twice. As you see it again here. Dishes off. It's a good carry by Gudgeon. Opened it up for a period to get his second. Again, as for a big unit, he has some pace on him. And the door is still open. It's turned into a pretty nice day down at Weber Reserve, Bruno, after a pretty crappy morning.
Yeah, it definitely would have been a bit of dew on it. You can see it's nice and lush. So the boys, when they get driven into the ground, nice soft landing for them. Warm deck though, sun coming through, which is good to see. Great turnout as well. See a few of the food stalls in the background. Bradley is going to try pin them wrong with that forward ball tilt.
Because they like that corner. They must have seen something that they like. That's a driven backwards.
And Gilman, my goodness. Great ball, and now Smith is away. Jinked off that left foot. What can he do? Tries to balk and weave.
No idea what he was doing there. He just needed to keep running.
Had to duck. Probably should have just taken the tackle and shoot up another few metres with momentum. Swing it wide now and in the hands of Millsy. The playmaker, Camzo, shoves it over to Jackson Hansen. Absolute mouthful to put down.
No, he's thrown that off the deck.
No. So he had a knee on the ground when he threw the pass. Silly from him.
Just the simple things. They just needed it. Yeah, well, there's no point arguing that. Everybody saw it. Just needed, and that is an, as you would say in the world of tennis, that's an unforced error. There was no need to do that. And immediately as he's taken the ball, Eli Going is like, oh, dude, why'd you give me that to me?
Oh, exactly.
What can I do with that?
It's just a game of continuity, isn't it? The more sets you can produce, the greater your chances are of scoring tries, no matter how much pace you have on the wings. They've got all the talent, they just don't have the discipline at the moment. Stain carrying the ball, you know what you're going to get from him. Hard running, hard lines. Big shot coming in from Tanonev. I tell you what, he hit Fry like there was no tomorrow. There's players limping everywhere at the moment. Comes out the back door, Buckley shoveled it. Now in the hands of Whitehead on the outside, just flicked it. On the outside to Gillett. Gillett going off like a cut
Asking
snake.
the question.
He's excited, and I tell you what, ref's blowing the whistle here, and I think they're going to get a new set. They tap it and go. They sure do. They've got 6 more. Wallace gives it to Gilman, and this man's a hard put down. Shovels it. Good little pass to Fry. Fry will take the tackle. Organising their front runners now. Stein lining up. They go the short side. A little ball play. Trick out the back. Nice run from Miller. Couldn't find a dart through though. Bears holding out their defence. Fry. Once again, only a couple tackles left now for the Sea Eagles. What do they do here? Do they throw it out the back door? That's what they do. Play it off the first ball player. Wallace shovels it wide into the hands of Hextall. Hextall likewise to Miller. Miller, hard to even touch sometimes. Out muscle though. 2 more left in the set. Comes to Hextall, shows it, goes it with a little dummy, and he can find the chalk. He's small enough, and ball's in enough. But I tell you what, it's been a turnover.
Referee has said no dice. Gudgeon, he was like, come on, man, I need to run.
Oh, he's got some wheels, doesn't he? And he hasn't been allowed to get any space. How's this little run from Hextall?
Let's just see what happens here. He stripped. Okay,
Popped
so
out.
it wasn't a strip. Well, unless it popped out, because there was more than one in the tackle, so it couldn't have been a strip. It was. So they were held up, I think. No, it's 6 again. So the attacker count is reset, so possibly a knock-on in their own area. I'm not sure. Good run here from Whitehead. There's plenty of questions being asked of the Bears. They don't need to worry about that. Just worry about defending. Stagnant offense here. They've still got plenty in the book, though. Stein, the man with the headgear. They're going to spin this to Wallace. Wallace flicks it off behind him, and they've lost the handle.
Just
so
what the doctor ordered for the Bears.
They just needed to be patient. Here's the try scorer again.
Oh, ripped.
Stripped. What's he saying? 2 in the tackle. Oh, I think he was lucky there. I don't know if we'll see that on replay. I think he was very lucky. Here we go.
Escape with murder
Here we go.
2 in the tackle.
Oh, I don't know about that. I reckon that's a clean. Oh, we don't have the bunker, but I reckon.
It was initiated when there was 2 on him.
I think it was Sparrow that took it. I think it's worth the question, but yeah, initiated. I don't know the specifics of the rule, but there was 2 hands on when it was initiated.
Tell you what, they'll take whatever they get at the moment. Kelly passes it inside to his partner in crime. This time it's Smith taking the ball to the line. Out the back door now to Camzo. To Nonef. Gives it to Jackson Hanson. And Hanson has been doing this all day. Shovel it back door now for Turney. Wide again. Good read
look at that.
by the defence of the Sea Eagles. Gillett.
Coming back on the mark.
They just can't find a gap at the moment, the Bears. Don't have enough continuity in their play. Very stop-start. They need it fast off the base. And at the moment, Camzo, he can't get hands on it for about 5 seconds. Gets it now to Nonef. Shovels it to the big man. This time it's Edwards. What can they produce here? This is their last one. They need to do something special or it's going to be a turnover. Goes the little ball on the inside. Gudgeon shovels it back. 2 back waiting for it though. Nice collect by Ruri. Miller had him backed up as well. So they're going to be pinned back in their own half. What can Miller create? And I'll tell you what, he's fast on his feet. Mr. Slippery is eventually put down.
Added a bit of sauce to that one, did he, Bruno? Straight from dummy half now. Bears wanted a good defensive set. Was he lingering there? No, he wasn't. Oh, he's got to be careful there. Give away a penalty. Gillum thought about dishing it off to his right. In the end, does the right thing, takes the tackle. He's the man with the headgear. I've been pretty impressed with him, Bowman Stein, all day. And that's offside, is it? No, it is. I don't know what Justin Buckley's talking to the referee about. There's no need for that because they've had a reset to the tackle count.
This is actually good for them. They get to slow the ball down.
Yeah.
Get a bit of energy in before they take that set of 6 while they march 40 minutes.
Having a nice chat. Just having a lengthy chat to his charges there. I'll be telling him to calm down a bit. We're leading by 8 points on the board. We just need to complete our sets, do the North Beach Sea Eagles thing.
You notice Wallace as well, not biting off as many metres on the kicks out for touch.
And again,
that first half, he was really pushing it, trying to pin them right in the very pocket.
And again, I think that they were a bit drawn in by the Bears. I think they were, they were a little bit stunned. Oh, they've broken that through. Something from nothing. Can you believe it? Oh, is he held up? Is he held up? This is going to be a tough one. If he is, that's the tackle of the day. I don't know if the linesman was there to make the decision. Oof. I think they're going to have to give it as a help. No, they're giving it the try. Oh, I tell you what, Bradley Sparrow off the first run has been awarded the try. We're going to see the replay minute. If you're at home, you tell us what you think. He's broken that, and it's number 6. So Kelly and Mitz just looked at each other, and here's the run. Now, you tell us what you reckon here. I think it's Gudgeon. Grabs the ball, gets under him.
Oh, Gudgeon did well.
Oh, and on that angle, now this is where I cannot see how the linesman would be able to make a decision on that. But it doesn't matter because the officials have made the decision and they've extended their lead, the Sea Eagles.
I reckon maybe on that, he almost had a slight double movement. I reckon the ball, if it touched, it would have been then. Gudgeon did really well to get back there.
He did fantastically
at least make it a
well.
half chance.
I really did think the referee was going to call held up.
Tell you what, Sparrow, he hasn't seen that space in a while. Just had that look on his face, going to clean the toilet.
And again,
just going for goal.
The defence has been the Achilles heel for the Bears.
Bradley hasn't missed a kick all day. And this will make it 4 from 4.
This will make it tough for the home side if he can slot this.
He hasn't kicked from this side yet. It's been interesting. He's got a nice draw on it.
He's missed it.
Not enough. One kick missed by Bradley. Just leaves the door slightly ajar. Let's see here again. Sparrow just committed to that little gap. It was a smart read. He originally ran at the player and just drifted off his line onto a soft shoulder. And when the defence gets tight, those soft shoulders become even easier to run through. An off-balance defender turns into a line break. They'll take advantage. I think what we're going to see here is Turney put a floater and a tumbler into the middle of the field. Waiting back there, though, was Fry.
Bang.
And the big fella met heavily. He's just been absorbing those hits all day.
They still need to score twice to the Bears to level it up.
Oh, another shot coming in from Malako. Huge. Going to have to start calling these players the ozone. They just keep taking rays of hits.
Lost it. Loose carry. Oh, what's the referee saying? Oh, let it play, sir.
There's a lot of calls here.
It might have been double. It is double knock on, so he's found something there, but it will be a Bears feed. So we're heading into the 60. We are in the 65th minute here. So I'm not sure where the second knock on was. It might have been there. Doesn't matter though. It is a Bears feed.
Just tell the Bears they're still so excited. They just need to calm it down. They can't give away any more penalties. You would assume if they give 2 or 3 more away, it's going to be very hard for them to make their way into this game. They've got to run it up. Here they go. They've got 6 held up in the pass. Gudgeon did well, chewed a few metres. Rapiri sucking in a lot of numbers on that deep ball.
He's like, give it to me, give me the pill.
Malako. Again, for a big fella, his endurance has been really, really inspiring. Turney off that left foot. Hit hard, recollects the ball. Almost a knock on from Turney.
Played at? No.
Solid shot coming in there by the Sea Eagles. Jackson, what can he do? Jackson Hansen, put down. What do they do here? Do they go up inside? They shovel it out the back door. Gudgeon, little short ball to Malako. They read him like a book, and they waited for him in the trap. Miller, if he can tap and go here, he'll be off. And that's what he does. And he'll go. Holds the ball in 2 hands, holds it up for Bradley. The 2 young fellas just combining and looking really dynamic at the moment. Not sure if number 3 there for the Bears is back to 10. They're going to play on though. It was Rapiri. Strong run. Better continuity here from the Sea Eagles. See what they do. Short side now. Wallace on the inside cutter. Find Gillam. Whitehead, I should say.
Still plenty of time.
It's Gillam shoveling it on like a playmaker. Goes it back on the inside. And now it's in the hands of England. And England's through. He's looking for some support. Shovel it out now to Miller. And that's selfless there from the Sea Eagles. And it was Wallace dishing it to Miller. And that'll be for his hat-trick for the game. And Miller's been an absolute handful. He started that with a quick tap and go. And they just backed themselves, the Sea Eagles.
Here we go. He could have raffled this here. So, really, England just dished it here, and he had, could have raffled it. He thought, well, mate, you might as well have the 3rd. Triple pie for you. And that's going to make it pretty difficult. You expect that will be the game for the defending premiers. And it looks like they've made some changes as well on the field. Why not? They've doubled the advantage with a kick to come straight in front. I guess class kind of always rises to the top. But if you're a Bears fan and if you're a Bears in the Bears camp, man, there's a lot to take from this game. Again, just the simple things. Rugby league's a pretty simple game. You just need to do the simple things right. And they've probably given up at least 12 plus points with just some minor infractions, some bad ball carries, some penalties, some offsides, and just getting your structures right. So there was a couple of instances as well in offence where they've just bitten off more than they can chew. So they've made some great meters games, but the pass off the deck, the flick behind the back, as we see Bradley convert. I think is he 4 from 5 now?
5 from 6.
5 from 6. But that pushes it out to 34-16. And while we're at it, we might check around the ground scores. Thanks to Cash Converters. And I tell you what, if you're a Joondalup Giants fan, hit the mute button right now, because the South Perth Lions are up and about in 2025. They've piled on 52 points to zip against the Giants. Next week it will be the South Perth Lions, and I think they might be taking on the Seagulls. That'll be an absolutely cracking match. Down at the Larkhill Sports Complex, the Freo Roosters are bouncing back. And they've 44 points to 6 against the Sharks down there. And it is next week. Our match of the round will be South Perth taking on the North Beach Seagulls. The two teams that are full of form this year. That should be an absolute cracker. There's a turnover there.
Gilman, he's lost it in the tackle, and it went
forward. He's not
forward.
Happy about it either.
Went forward. It was stripped in the tackle, and I'm not sure if it alluded to him knocking it on.
Is that Fry? He's just having plenty to say. I think he was a bit concerned about the attention in the ruck.
Fry, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he's got much to complain about there, to be honest.
Yeah, probably one of the few unforced errors for them. So it's taking until the 70th minute for them to start making mistakes like that. Over the top loop pass from Gudgeon. This man's dangerous. Wapiri. And is that going to work? Forward. There was 2 in the tackle. Good defence there from the Sea Eagles, and they hold out Wapiri.
Again, it looked like they're trying to force something that's not there, Bruno. So that was a good run. It was off the first tackle, and he's just he's made some good meters, but then he's thought, I'm just going to try and chew off more. Don't need to. Take the contact, and then just that effort to go, well, I'll grab an extra few metres. Your eyes are bigger than your stomach, is the saying, and then he's lost the handle on it, and what would have been a good position. I mean, they were in deep inside Seagulls territory, and they've given it up on the first tackle.
Oh, you're spot on there, Dave. I think what you see from the Seagulls, which the Bears can take out of their book, is their ability to just play what's in front of them. You can see right now they're just happy to run it up, wait for the gap, and then because Wallace and Miller are such good readers of the game, they can pull the trigger. They don't have to force it. And I think for the Bears at the moment, probably Turney, I don't think he's taken it enough into his own hands in terms of organising the forward runners. And it just looks like nobody's really on the same page. You've got Woodbury and Kelly trying to do their own thing. Just not working at the moment. From
a coaching perspective, we spoke about this last night as well. You've got a pretty youthful team, a team that's full of pep, pizzazz, run and gun. They want to move the ball. They want to be quick. How do you then bring that in and go, well, boys, we got to maybe take the third step, but maybe the fourth is just too much. How do you curtail that? How do you manage to say, boys, you're fantastic, run and gun's great, but maybe just don't bite off more than you can chew? You kind of want to embrace that mentality, but at the same time, how do you curtail it without restricting what is their best asset at the moment? As we see, the Bears probably an opportunity here for them to score. Flings it way out left. They've lost the ball again, have they? And what's the referee going to say? He's going to say it's a repeat set for the Bears.
Malako just having a little word here to his opposition. He's not too happy. And I could see him saying that. I'll tell you what, Miller, not sure if he's a smart man or a brave man having words with Malako. Malako will put him on his dinner plate, cut him into pieces within a matter of seconds.
With a bit of gravy on top.
Tell you what, if he catches him though, Miller's pretty quick. He'd have to run.
So Bears feed. 7 minutes and change left in the game. Can they put some points on here? We've just lost camera at the moment. Ducks inside. Good line speed from the Bears. Oh, that was a great offload. And they've scored. That was fantastic.
I got you.
Oh, try time.
That
beautiful
was
little short ball.
Absolutely fantastic. And I'm sorry for those at home. We probably won't have that on replay. We just had a camera to go down. But, man, that was fantastic. If you're watching at home on YouTube, you can just bring it back and have a look. But that offload was just superb. They were committed to the defensive run with the Bears. I'm going to try and talk through what I saw. But just the communication with his carrier on the left, just to hold that pass and disguise it, opened them up. And probably too late for the Bears, although they have converted there. Is it too late? 12 points.
They need to get some line
breaks. They need to score twice.
They need to get some line breaks. And if they can, look, the thing is that they've got so much talent out in the wing. If they can complete a set, get good continuity, they can get those breaks, but their patience just isn't there. If they can, if they can muster that patience within the next 7 minutes, there's no reason why they can't get close. Win? I'm not too sure, but I think what we're going to see here is a really smart Seagulls outfit. You saw them congregate as soon as the ball was put over the chalk and just make a little plan, spearheaded by this man, Bradley. I reckon they're going to put it long and they're going to pin him back in their own half, Dave.
What's also important, Bruno, is we have a look at the results from this week. There appears to be a bit of a gap in the comp, so points are important. So even if they go down today, scoring more points will be important because percentage is going to be good. This man again, he's stepped out again. He's chewed off more than he could carry, and he's just going on. He's saying, bro, you should try the chips and the gravy from the cafe here at Weber Park. It's fantastic.
And Miller with more words to say.
Still going. He's saying, no, I don't like the gravy. I like the tomato sauce. Doesn't like that, no. My mum makes the gravy. I need to try it.
I think if you're the coach and you're trying to reel them in, you have to have a plan around how you attack. Do we go a bit more central so that we're not fumbling the ball on the wings so much? You know, do we spread it to the wings on the 5th rather than the 4th?
Yeah, get up the ground. Use your 6 tackles. Get up the ground first.
And then just no space there on the 4th tackle. You have to wait until the last moment. That's part of the game. That's the patience element.
Oh, they're having referees just having a chat. I like that. Look, they're a fantastic team to watch. Fantastic team to watch. But again, as the coaching panel, the crew at the Bears, it's to be a challenging task to be able to take what is this fantastic, energetic side, being able to direct them in a way that's going to allow them to win some games against the top flight, like the Seagulls, like the Lions.
Oh, little fight here off the ball as well, or is that on it?
They've got
the ball. What's the ref going to say? It's good. So in the hands now, good strip from going. Dispossess his counterpart in Sparrow. And now Malako, the big man, he's full of rage. Like a bull in a china shop. Good luck putting him down. Going absolutely bananas now, the Bears. Have they got one more try left in them? I think so. If they can be patient and retain the ball. Out in the wing now. Peary. Shovels it back on the inside. It was Bannister. Stepping off that left foot. Powerful run from the little man.
They're coming right before Peary.
Now to Hansen. Big hit. And shot. Hansen hasn't been put down yet. Couple more tackles. This is that patience element. They've got to rumble it before they give it. Gudgeon thrown around the ruck. Ducking and weaving. Found space where there wasn't any.
It's a good set so far, Bruno.
Chop down, Camzo. Now Turney out the back.
They're going to score, Bruno!
And they've done it. They've held out. And like a bad penny to Nonef, well, he always turns up.
What a second half. This is definitely the game of the round. 8 points the difference with a kick to come, and they're near the post too. You'd expect them to score this conversion. And there will be time left. There will be time left. And you know what? They did exactly what we were just talking about. They just played some solid rugby league. They got up the ground, used their 5 tackles, and then with that last, gave themselves an opportunity to open up, use that pace, playing smart rugby league, and all of a sudden we're on a knife's edge.
We are. They've got
time's off. The referee's calling time off. I'm not sure what for. Has he scored that? I think he has.
Yeah, so he's calling it time off because the Seagulls were still in their huddle after the kick was performed. Okay. They're not going to allow for time wasting, says the referee.
So conversion is successful. I like this from the referee.
Tell you what,
Dave. Still plenty of time left.
6-pointer, and this one ends up a draw. So if you're the Seagulls, a penalty.
That's not exactly what I was about to say. Do not get drawn in. Do not get drawn in. So they're going to bait the hook. They will absolutely bait the hook.
They will.
You do not want, if you're the Bears, from the sidelines, I'm calling out, do not give away a penalty. You don't want them to win the game or lock you out with a kick in front.
Boom, Malako up the guts. That's what they've got to do. They've got to go up the guts first. They're appealing.
Oh, they've got a penalty.
Just what the doctor ordered.
They want to go quick. Oh, that's a great kick. Well inside territory.
Beautiful. So Kelly's going to hand it in now to Gudgeon. Gudgeon, the playmaker, the orchestrator. Gives it to Rapiri. He's going to try to break through.
Run.
Hit 2 soft shoulders. And eventually those 2 soft shoulders brought him down. Miller appealing. He was taken high in the bump. Don't think he's going to get it. Now for going. And he gets a little steam on. Camzo, what does he do? Faked it one way. Gave it to Turney. Turney takes it to the line. And now's that patience element. Can they do it under pressure now? Before they had nothing to lose. Now there's something in it for them. Gudgeon back on the inside. Drop ball. And that might be all she wrote for the Bears. Because the Seagulls are going to get a set of 6 off a scrum.
Tell you what, it's just the highs and lows of rugby league, Bruno. They bring you in and they just a point you. And then, what's he having a chat here? But, I'll tell you what.
Jeez, it's 5 minutes ago we were sitting in our chairs going,
thinking that's,
I think it's a nail in the coffin, and then all of a sudden, back from the dead, from nowhere to now here.
We'll get one set out of here. So the Seagulls just need to complete. That's all they need to do. And the Bears are going to do everything they can to try and get a turnover.
they've got to go for an interception almost as well. They've just got to start flying out of the line. They've got nothing to lose. They're already behind. Best they can do is a draw now. They've got to fly out. That's what they do.
And they've got it. Have they got it? They've got it. Bruno, what is going on?
Miller's got to be really careful here. The ref's already warned him about time wasting.
Oh, what is going on?
They've called time off, have they? Yeah.
Yeah, he's called time off now.
He's going to call time off. Because look at the Sea Eagles. They're trying to waste it up. 20 seconds to play.
This is fantastic refereeing.
Oh, he's on the ball, isn't he? To Nonef, the try scorer. Oh, and I tell you what, fightorflight.com at the moment. Trying to slice and dice at the moment as Rapiri gives it back on the inside to Gudgeon. To Nonef, I should say. Off the deck now. Camzo gives it to Gudgeon.
Oh,
Gudgeon taken by 2, and they've got to recycle quick. And again, ill discipline here. So the Bears.
He's gone. He's been sent.
They're going to get another 6. This could be try time here. We're in overtime now, ladies and gentlemen.
So the Sea Eagles are going to have to play the last seconds with only 12 men straight from the tap. Tierney, can they score? Great line speed, the big unit. He's had some runs today, Malaco. We're in red time now.
They've got to throw everything at them here. It's been a hell of a ride so far.
Wait for the hooter.
Camzo!
He's been held up. No. He's short.
They're going to duck around that
ruck.
Short. That's where the space is at the moment. Kelly on one wing. Maliko wants it. Drop ball.
No.
That's going to be all she wrote.
That'll be the game.
That's going to be all she wrote. And Wallace just pouncing on it like a thief in the night. And they're going to have another crack here, actually, the Sea Eagles. They rumble it up the middle of the ground through the ruck.
What is going on, Bruno? He stripped it. What is going on?
Oh, my
What is going on?
Like a tidal wave. We're just going in and out.
There must be only seconds.
Oh, Wapiri stepping off that right foot. He was through a little half break. And they weren't back the 10. That's it.
That's got to be, oh, my gosh. What is going on?
In overtime.
I think the siren might have gone, but the referee hasn't heard it. The referee hasn't heard the siren. He's just calling time off. He's just checking that. And that's it. That is full time. And that is the most exciting last 3 minutes of rugby league. You will see. I don't know how many opportunities there were. What a barnstorming finish. That was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And look, I think if you're the two camps, I think if you're the Sea Eagles, you're going in, you're coming out of that game thinking, Jeepers, we got away with that one. And if you're the Bears, you're thinking, we got so close. We got so close against probably one of the best, if not the best team of the competition. We just see he's taking his kit off. I'm not sure. Is that Wapiri?
Wapiri's popped a shoulder out here.
Oh, no.
His right shoulder isn't looking good. It's either a stinger or his ribs.
I think it might be a stinger because he's just hanging.
I think he's got a limp arm. I reckon that's a shoulder. I rection it's an AC joint.
I really hope not because he has been fantastic for the Bears.
He has.
That might be a horrible sub-story to what has been a fantastic game. You might be going home a bit disappointed if you're a Bears fan, but I tell you what a fantastic display of footy these two teams put on today. That is the most, that last 3 minutes and change, that was fantastic. It could have gone either way, and I don't think I've seen a team push that hard for a draw, Bruno, in a long time.
No, I haven't. That was pizzazz.com. They just gave it everything. Absolutely scintillating from the Bears. We knew they had more in them. And I think for the rest of the season, Dave, we can assure you viewers at home, stick with them. They do. Hopefully that man Rupiri's all right. And I tell you what, patience will be the key. And they'll start unleashing. They can definitely beat this Sea Eagles side.
Well, tomorrow, next week, of course, we're at the land of the Lion at George Burnett Park, South Perth, taking on the defending premiers, the North Beach Sea Eagles, and it's going to be really interesting to see how those two match up. You suggest looking at the first 3 games that the Lions, while they've had some really, really solid wins, how they're going to come up against the Sea Eagles. That'll be a measure for us to really determine where the competition's at. But I tell you what, some cracking games of rugby league coming up, and I can't wait for when we cover this Bears side again. But Bruno, I don't know what it is, mate, but it's the second week in a row for rugby league that you've been involved, and we've had some absolutely cracking games, mate. You've been rewarded with some great footy.
Oh, mate, it's been a pleasure to be a part of it. Both teams just gave it everything. And for the Bears, they didn't wave the white flag, did they? They just stayed in the game. So I tell you what, in terms of patience, I guess they showed it in the end, didn't they?
Well, they did, absolutely. Yeah. They did. And they had to throw the kitchen sink at it. But what a great game of rugby league. Thanks for joining us wherever you might be on NRL Pathways. It's been an absolute cracking game. Next week, of course, on the Friday night footy, we've got the Women's Westpac Premiership at 8 o'clock. Western Standard Time, and then on Saturday it is Super Saturday back again. WA and NT, 3 games of top class rugby league affiliated states back to back to back. So make sure you keep an eye on socials and of course on the NRL Pathways YouTube channel. But for now, from a pretty exciting game, a pretty pumped up crowd here at Weber Reserve, it's good night, goodbye, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.